So once again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are going to continue whatever we have started in the previous session. If you remember, in the previous session, we have taken different delivery systems, or whatever we call them as procurement routes as well. So delivery systems, procurement routes. And we have learned that there are three different main delivery systems, which are design, bid, build, or whatever we call it, traditional. And then we have construction management at risk. And then finally we have design build. Okay, and we said it's important for us to know how to rank these in terms of cost, how to rank them in terms of time, and to understand which one is going to have the risk to the contractor, which one is going to have the risk to the construction manager, and which one is going to have the risk to the owner, if you remember. Okay, we have taken BOT as well, which is build, operate, transfer. And we said it's a methodology of uh, investing in certain particular plots where the person will be receiving the structure after a certain period of time. And we have given examples how the power plants are what you call contracted here in Oman. And then we solved some questions related to the delivery systems from the previous exams. So I hope the picture is clear for you when it comes to analyzing the questions for the delivery systems. And then we went off to continue or to talk about the payment methods. Okay. Now for the payment methods, if you remember, we have taken basic methods. We said that we have fixed price or lump sum. And then we have another category which we call this as fixed. We called it as cost plus. And in cost plus, there are three main types. Now, of course, there are others as well, but we are not going to cover them. Three main things are there, which are cost plus fixed fee. And we said in cost plus fixed fee, we are going to pay the actual cost of the project itself, plus the contractor is going to get his profit in terms of a fixed value. Okay. Now, when it comes to cost plus fixed percentage, we said once again, the main difference between them, that the value of the percentage will keep on increasing based on the actual cost. So in the first scenario, cost plus fixed fee, the contractor will try to finish as soon as possible because his money is going to be the same whether he has finished in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. It's going to be a fixed fee only. For the entire project, you have this particular offer. Now, the opposite goes in cost plus fixed percentage, where the contractor will try a little bit to extend the time, because whenever the time is extended, cost will be increasing. And whenever its cost is increasing, it means that his profit is going to increase. Okay. And we say cost plus fixed fee is good, or it's going to be a convinced methodology for the contractor if the project is not having huge complications. If he sees that it's an easy job where I can get good amount of profit within a short time, then I'll go for cost plus fixed fee. If the project is so complicated and it takes a lot of time, then it's better for me to go for a percentage if I talk about the contractor. Okay? If I'm talking from a point of view of contractor. Now the third method is whatever we call it as cost plus fixed fee plus incentive. Now, first, what do we mean by incentive? Anybody who knows what's the meaning of incentive? Anybody who knows what's the meaning of incentive? What does it mean? Are you being there with me? Do you hear me?
Yes, doctor, we can hear you.
So not sleeping yet.
No, no, still.
So what's the meaning of incentive?
You can say, Mr. Like motivation, something like that.
Okay. Okay. Another person. Incentive is something like a reward. If you have met a certain criteria, then I'll be giving you an extra amount. Okay. So for example, if I told you uh, we estimated the project cost to be 10 million Oman Riyal. Okay. We estimated from the beginning, we estimated the project cost to be 10 million Oman Riyal. Now the contractor can go easy and he will do the whole project in 10 million and he will receive his profit. Okay. Whatever is a profit, whether it's a percentage or whether it's going to be a cost. But if the contractor is able to reduce through his project management techniques, if he was able to reduce the 10 millions to 8 millions, is it going to be a good thing for you or it's going to be a bad thing for you as an owner? If he reduce your costs from 10 million to 8 million, is it going to be something good for you or something bad? Okay, it's going to be something which is good. Now, why would he be encouraged? Okay, why would he be encouraged to reduce your estimated cost? I mean, why would I care about your value whether to increase or decrease? Now, if you are giving him a reward, if you are giving him certain incentive, okay, you are giving him a certain share. I'm telling you, if you reduce the value from 10 million to 8 million, then I'll give you an extra 100,000 as a profit. Will he think about doing it? Will he think about doing it if you are giving him an extra thing, an extra incentive? Okay. Something like a business, in business, we are we are giving our employees, we are giving them a salary, and he will work for 8 hours. Whether he will push himself to the limit or he will not push himself to the limit, as long as he is working for 8 hours, he will get that salary. If I'm telling him now, I'm going to give you a salary plus I'm going to give you 10% of whatever you are selling, you will see that he will do his best to ensure that the amount of selling is going to be very high. Why? Because I have already given him an extra amount acting as an incentive. Is it clear the methodology of incentive? Are we clear? Okay. Now going to the calculation. We're going to the calculation. Now if we see, okay, if we see here, now you can use the equations which I'm going to give you later, or you can use the basic understanding. I used to tell the students both options are there and you need to choose your own option. Okay, so for me, I need to understand first that there is something called before and there is something called after. And whenever we talk about before, we talk about an estimate. And whenever we talk about after, we talk about actual. Do you agree with me till now? Do you agree that actual value will only be known after the end of the project. Okay. So at the beginning, it's called an estimate. We are trying to estimate. After, we call it as an actual. Okay. Now let us try to analyze our question, or let us analyze this particular method based on before and after. Okay. Now I'll give you an example, and based on this example, we are going to work out. Okay, we are going to work out this methodology. Okay. Now let's say that I want to go and purchase an iPhone. Okay. Once again, I'm planning to go and purchase an iPhone. Now I have heard, or whatever has been estimated according to whatever is in the market, that the price of the iPhone is around 500 riyals. Okay, the price of the iPhone that I want to purchase is 500 riyals. Are we okay? Are we fine? So based on, once again, based on whatever is the market, the estimated price of that iPhone is 500 riyals. Okay. Now for me, I need to go. I need to go and purchase it. I don't have a car, so I'm going to use a taxi. Okay. I'm going to use a taxi. Okay? I'm going to use a taxi to go to the shop. Okay. So once again, what I need to do, I need to pay for the phone, and then I need to pay for the taxi. Two things to be paid. Okay. I need to go for the phone. Once again, I don't have somebody to take me to the shop, so I need to have a taxi. Okay. Now what we have said at the beginning, I need to keep in my pocket before going to the shop. I need to keep in my pocket the price of the phone that is estimated to be 500. Okay. And then I need to keep the taxi cost. Let's say it's like let's say it's 10 riyals. Do I need to do that? Do I need to do that? Okay. Now the taxi driver, okay, the taxi driver told me that 10 riyals are too less. Okay. The taxi driver has told me that the 10 riyals are too less for the way to go to the shop and return back. So I told him, if there is any difference, if the price of the phone became lesser than 500 riyals, if the price of the phone became lesser than 500, we are going to share the difference. Whatever is the difference between the 500 and the correct value of the phone in the shop, we are going to share it. Now, will the taxi driver be encouraged? Do you think he will be encouraged? Okay. So what we have tried to say here, what we have tried to say for the taxi driver, we said we are not going to give you only the fee, which is the 10 riyals. Okay. But we are going to give you a fee, which is 10 riyals, and we are going to share with you whatever is the difference between the estimated value and the actual value. That's why we call it cost plus fee plus incentive. So the owner will pay the cost plus the fee, which is for the contractor, plus an extra amount for sharing. Is it clear? Are we clear? Okay. Now we went. So before going, we need to keep we need to keep in our pocket at least 510 riyals. Okay, we need to keep in our pockets at least 510 riyals. Okay, otherwise I cannot purchase the phone and I cannot pay for the taxi driver. Okay, the minimum amount should be in my pocket is going to be 510. Okay, now we went to the shop. It appears that the price of the phone is 450 riyals. Okay, it appears that the price of the phone is 450 riyals. Okay, now we have agreed we are going to purchase the phone, so I'm going to pay for the phone. Now when I'm going to pay for the phone, will I pay 500 or will I pay 450? When I'm going to purchase the phone, will I pay 500 now or will I pay 450? I'll be paying 450. Okay, I'll be paying 450, right? Not 500 anymore. Okay. Now, do I need to pay for him the 10 riyals for the what you call for driving me? Do I need to pay for him 10 riyals for driving me? Will it change? Will the driving fee will it change from 10 riyals to something else? I'm talking only about the fee. Okay, I'm talking only about the fee. Will it change? The fee will not change. It's not related to the 500 and 450. Okay, the fee is not related to the 500 and 450. So I'm going to pay, after that, I'm going to pay 10 riyals for the fee. Now, was there any difference between the estimate and the actual? Was there any estimate between, was there any difference between the estimate and actual? There is a difference of how much? There is a difference of 500 minus 450 riyals. So we have a balance of 50 riyals. Do you agree? So 500 was the cost, was the estimated cost. The actual cost became 400 and the difference is 50 riyals, right? The difference is 50 riyals. Now we have agreed from the beginning. We said we are going to share the differences. Okay, we are going to share the differences. Like let's say 50%. 50% of the share is going to be for me as an owner. 50% is going to go for the driver. Okay, so now if I go and see 50% of 50 riyals, it is going to give you 25 riyals. Do you agree? Do you agree? Once again, we said from the beginning, we told the driver, see, if there is anything coming to be a difference between the estimate and the actual, we are going to share it between us. So for example, I kept the share to be 50%, 50%. So out of the 50 riyals, I should be taking 25 riyals. And I should be giving the driver 25 riyals. Do you agree? Okay. So how much do I need to pay for that? Do I need to pay 50 riyals now? I have already paid 450. I have already paid 10 riyals. Do I need to pay 50 or do I need to pay only 25? I have received my 50 riyals. How much do I need to pay to the contractor? I need to pay for him only 25. Is it clear? Because the other 25 is for me. I don't need to pay it for somebody else. Are we okay? Are we fine? Okay. Now, if we try to sum up this value, if we try to sum up this value, 450 plus 10 plus 25, the final value is going to be 485. Okay, it's going to come as 485. Now, as an owner, is it better for you to pay 510, or is it better for you to pay 485? Okay, so 485 is going to be paid by me. Now, is this a good methodology for the owner? He will save 25 riyals, not 50. But anyhow, is this going to be a good methodology for the owner? It's going to be a good methodology because he is going to save some money. Do you agree? Okay. Now let us come to the taxi driver. The taxi driver before, okay, the taxi driver before, he was supposed to get only 10 riyals. The taxi driver before, he was supposed only to get 10 riyals. Now, after, how much he has got? You will see that he has got 10 riyals plus the sharing, which is 25. Do you agree? So 10 plus 25. Do you agree? Okay. Now, is it better for him? Is it better for him to get 10 riyals? Or is it better for him to get 35 riyals? It's better to go for 35 riyals. Is it clear? So this methodology is going to ensure good advantages for the owner and good advantages for the contractor as well. Are we okay? Now the same way goes for the losers. In case of any loss, the loss will be taken by both of them as well. In case of any loss, once again, the loss will be taken by both of them. In case of any profit, once again, the profit will be shared. In case of any loss, the loss will be shared. Are we okay? Are we fine? Okay. Now, if I asked you, if we try to analyze the question, can you tell me how much I have paid? How much is my owner payment now? I want to check the owner payment. How much is the owner payment? How much is my owner payment? How much is the amount that I have paid? How much is the amount that I have paid? Did I pay 510 or did I pay 485? I paid 485. Okay, so this is going to be 485 now. How much is the profit of the contractor? Is it 10 or is it 35? 35. So the contractor profit or loss is going to be 35 riyals. How much did I save as an owner? I was planning to pay 510 and I have paid 485. So how much was my saving? How much is the remaining amount of money in my pocket now? The remaining amount of money is going to be 25. Is it clear? Okay. Now if we want to derive the equations, we can say that owner payment is equal to, now owner payment is whatever I have paid, which is 485, is consisting of three things. Is consisting of 450, 10 reals, and then 25 reals. Now 450 is representing the actual cost. Do you agree? Do you agree that 450 is representing the actual cost, not the estimate? Okay. So actual cost plus the second one, which is 10 reals. Now 10 reals is referring to what exactly? 10 reals is referring to the fee, or whatever we call it as markup as well. Okay. Whatever we call it as a markup. Okay. Plus now 25. How did we calculate 25? If you see, 25 was calculated as 50% of 50. So here I say it is going to be the contractor share. 50% is the contractor share. So it's contractor share multiplied by 50. 50 is representing what exactly? If I go and see here, 50 is representing 500 minus 450. So 500 is my estimate. 450 is representing my actual. So plus contractor share multiplied by estimate minus actual. Is it clear? Are we clear? Okay. Now the second thing, which is contractor profit. Contractor profit. How did we calculate the profit, which is 35? There are two methodologies. Either to say fee markup plus contractor share. These two, because these two are representing the 35. Okay, these two are representing the 35, which is a contractor profit. Okay, which are here. One is 10 reals, the other one is 25 reals. So either to say the equation of contractor profit is equal to fee markup plus contractor share multiplied by estimate minus actual, or to say contractor profit is equal to owner payment which was 485 minus actual cost, which is 450. Can I say like that? Can I say now, can I say the contractor profit is equal to this value, which is 485 minus this value? Can I say like that? Can I say that 35 is equal to 485, which is the amount to be paid by the owner, minus 450? Okay. Now the last thing is the owner saving loses. So an owner saving is equal to, how much did I save? I can say that I have saved estimate, which is 500, plus the fee, or whatever we call it, markup, So 500 plus 10 is going to be estimate plus fee or markup. Another name is markup. So estimate plus fee and markup is equal to 500. So 500 minus owner payment. Can I say that the owner saving is equal to estimate plus the fee, which are 510 minus 485? Can I say like that?
Come again, mister, I did not hear you.
Once again, can I say that owner saving is equal to estimate, that is 500, estimated value from the beginning, plus fee plus fee or markup. So 500 plus 10 is going to give you 510. This is okay. This estimate plus fee and markup is going to be 510, and this is going to be the amount you are paying or owner payment. So if I say 510 minus 485, it will give me the owner saving. Do you agree? Okay. So now I have given you both methods. Okay, I have given you both methods. You can use the before and after, which is an understanding method, or you can go and use the equations and memorize them. Are we okay? Are we fine? Okay. Now going to the Breezy. Going to the Breezy, and then we'll solve some questions here. Now in Breezy, if we go to cost plus fixed fee plus percentage, or cost plus fixed fee plus incentive, we are going to see that the first thing that they are saying for me, they are trying to explain the basics of incentive. So they have given us two scenarios. They said owner and contractor agreeing to a ratio for sharing savings and overruns. So 80-20, always the ratio. In the real ratio, the higher value goes to the owner. Okay, the higher value goes to the owner. Okay, now what does it say? It says for you, if there is a saving of 1,000 riyal, if there is a saving of 1,000 riyal, then the owner cost will be reduced by 800 and the contractor profit is going to be increased by 200. Did you understand whatever has been said here? Have you understood whatever has been said here? Or do I need to give you an example so you'll understand? Okay, just delete this one. Okay. So what we said, the estimate, for example, the estimate was 20,000 Omani Riyal. Now the actual cost is 19,000. Okay, the estimate was 20,000. The actual cost is 19,000. How much is your saving? How much was the saving?
1,000. 1,000, Mr.
Okay, so saving here, you can say that the saving is 1,000 Omani. Are we okay? The saving is 1,000 Omani. We said 80-20. 80 is for the owner, 20 is for the contractor. Okay. So 80 is for owner, 20 is for the contractor. So out of the 1,000, I'll get as an owner, my share is 800 because 80% into 1,000 is 800. And then the contractor will get 200, which is 20%. Do you agree till now? Okay. Okay, very good. Now, how much do I need to pay? As an owner, how much do I need to pay? I was planning, okay, I was planning to pay 20,000. Did I pay the 20,000? Did I pay 20,000? No. You will see what I have paid. I'm going to pay 19,000, which is for the structure or for the project. Plus, I'm going to pay 200 riyals extra for the contractor. Is it clear? So the total amount that I have paid is 19,200. Previously, you were supposed to be paying 20,000. How much did you pay? I was planning to pay 20,000. How much did I pay? I paid in reality 19,800. So how much was the reduction? The reduction was how much? The reduction was 800. The profit of the contractor was increased by how much? How much extra profit the contractor has got? 200 riyals. Okay. So what I can see here, if we go to our Breezy, it says for you, if there is a saving of 1,000, owner cost is going to be reduced by 800. Did we reduce our cost by 800 riyals? Okay. Did the contractor profit increase by 200? Is this clear now? Very good. Now let us take the second scenario. Let us take the second scenario. If the owner or if overrun, if there is an overrun, when we say overrun means that you are paying more than the required. Okay. Overrun refers that you are paying more than the required. So if overrun of 1,000, owner payment will be increased by 800 and contractor will pay 200. Returning back to our whiteboard once again. What has happened? Now the actual cost became to be 21,000. From the beginning, they agreed to share. Whether it's a profit or whether it's a loss, they don't know. But the contractor will try, in reality, the contractor will try always his best not to exceed the estimate, so he will not pay any losses. Okay, once again, the contractor will make sure, that he will not try to exceed the estimate, because if he exceeded the estimate, it means that he is going to pay extra amount of money. Okay, which is going to be a loss for him. Now, instead of having a saving, we are going to have what exactly? We are going to have a loss of 1000. The owner share of the loose is once again 80%. So that's going to be minus 800. Okay. The contractor is going to have minus 200. So what has happened here? What has happened here? Okay, what has happened here? I was planning to pay 20,000. Now how much do I need to pay? Once again, previously I was planning to pay only 20,000. Now how much do I need to pay? I need to pay 20,000. I need to pay 20,000 plus I need to pay that there is a loss of 800. I need to pay. So the total amount to be paid is 20,800. Why would you pay 21,000? If the contractor is going to pay 200, why would you pay the full amount? The estimate was 20,000. My share out of the 1,000 loose, my share is only 800. So I'll pay only 800. Is it clear? Okay. Now, if you go and see the Breezy, you will see that if there is an overrun of 1,000, owner payment will be increased by 800. Mine was 20,000. The estimate was 20,000, but eventually I need to pay now 20,800. So my payment has been increased by 800. Contractor is going to pay the remaining amount, which is 200. Is it clear? Are we okay? Okay. Now, once again, the summary of this particular methodology, this is a very good method for both owner and contractor. But, okay, if there is good saving, the owner will be happy because he is taking the biggest percentage. If there is a lose, the owner is going to be the one who is in the major risk because once again he is taking the highest percentage. Now, how to control that? By default, as I told you, the contractor will not want to exceed the estimate from the beginning. Because if he tries to exceed the estimate, then he is going to lose as well. Okay, so the contractor will try his best that the actual cost will be lesser than the estimate. Otherwise, he will lose. Is it clear? So normally this is going to go more into saving rather than losing. Are we fine? Okay. Now let us see a question. Now there is a question saying for us. Okay, there is a question saying for us that we have 2% basic markup. We said markup is the fee. Okay, so we agreed for 2% basic markup. 70-30 owner to contractor sharing arrangement. Original estimate is 10,000. They have already given you the equations here, and I have written for you the equations as well at the bottom. Okay, so the equations that we have derived, whatever you can see, okay, it's available already here. Okay. Owner payment is going to be how much? Okay, everything is mentioned going to be here. Okay, Now, if we want to go and solve this particular question, okay, we need to understand certain things first. Okay, so let me take this particular question and we'll try to analyze it using both methods. So let me okay. Now coming here, we can go and use the before and after. Okay, but before going to before and after, we need to see the given data. So the given data here, the given data that we have 2% basic markup. Okay, 2% basic markup, 70 to 30 owner to contractor, and then we have 10,000 or 10 million as our original estimate. Okay, so we return back to our whiteboard. We have an estimate. We just try that. We have an estimate of 10 million Oman Riyal. We have 2% markup. And then we have 70-30 owner to contractor. So these are the information given. So what we can do, we can go and have the before and after. So we have before, we have the after. Now, which value you will know? Which value you will know before? You will know the estimate or you will know the actual cost? Which value you will know before? Is it the estimate or is it the actual estimate? So our estimate was 10 million. Okay. Our estimate is 10 million Oman Riyal. Our estimate is 10 million Oman Riyal. Okay. Now, do I need to pay for him fee? Do I need to pay for him the profit? Should I give him profit from the beginning? Should it be defined? It should be defined. So how much is it? How much is it? It's going to be 2% multiplied by 10 million. The profit should be defined from the beginning because we said it's a fixed fee, right? We mentioned it to be fixed fee. So the value should not be changing. The value should be a fixed value. Okay. To make it a fixed value, we need to multiply the percentage by the estimate value because the estimate will never change. Is it clear? Are we clear? Okay. And then we can get the final value. Now your final value is going to be 10 million and 200,000. Okay, 10 million and 200,000. Now after the project has finished, how much do I need to pay? Will I pay 10 million or let us take, because these are three different cases. If we are taking 8 million now, if we are referring to 8 million, the estimate was 10 million. The estimate was 10 million, but the actual is 8 million. Will I pay in reality 8 million or will I pay the 10 million? Am I going to pay 450, which is the real price, or will I pay 500, the estimated price? Will I pay 8 million, which is the real value, or will I pay the estimated value? What you will pay? We are going to pay only the real value, that is 8 million. Okay. So 8 million. Okay, 8 million. Do I need to give him the profit that we have agreed to from the beginning? Do I need to give him the profit that we have agreed to from the beginning? The cost of the taxi driving? Do I need to give him? So how much was that? That is, once again, 2% of 10 million. It should not change. This is what we said. Did the fee for the taxi, did it change from before and after? The 10 riyals, if you remember, in case of the taxi, did it change? Or was it fixed from the beginning? It did not change. It's fixed. That's why the value is going to remain as the same, which is 2% of 10 million. Okay. Was there any saving or losses? Was there any saving or losses? Do we have any saving or losses? Okay. So we have some kind of saving or losses. Okay. We have some kind of saving or losses. At the beginning, I was planning to pay how much? At the beginning, I was planning to pay 10 million. I was planning to pay 10 million. Now in reality, I'm going to pay how much? I'm going to pay how much? I'm going to pay how much in reality? I'm going to pay 8 million only. So the difference between 10 million and 8 million is a saving for me. Okay. So the saving here, the saving amount is 2 million. From where did we come up with 2 million? We come up with the value from 10 million minus 8 million. I was planning to pay 10 million, but in reality, I have paid only 8. So the saving is 2 million. Are we okay? Are we fine? Okay. Now, how much do I need to give the contractor out of the 2 million? Out of the 2 million, how much is for me and how much is for the contractor? Out of the 2 million, how much is going to be my share and how much is the share of the contractor? If you remember, my share is 70%. Owner share is 70%. Contractor share is 30%. So for me, out of the 2 million, I'll be taking 70%. 30% is going to go to the contractor. So how much do I need to pay? I don't need to pay for myself, but I need to pay for the contractor. How much to pay for the contractor? I need to pay him 30% of 2 million. So I'll be taking the full 2 million because I have taken the full 2 million. I need to give him his share, that is 30%. Are we clear? Now, if we try to go and add these values together, okay, if we try to go and add these values together, we are going to have million, that's 600 plus 200 plus 8 million. We are going to pay now. We are going to pay 8 million. We are going to pay 8,800,000. Now, is it good for you to pay 8,800,000 rather than paying 10,200,000? If we go for a fixed price, if we are using the fixed price contract, then you will be paying 10,000 or 10,200,000. If you remember, if it's a fixed price contract or a lump sum, you are going to pay the full amount from the beginning. That is going to be 10,200,000. Now this method is saving for you certain amount. Okay, so now we have 8,800,000. This is the amount that we are going to pay. I'm going to write here 8,800,000. Okay, now how much is the contractor profit? This one is not for the contractor. This one is for the structure or the project itself. 2% of 10 million is for him. That's a profit that we have agreed from the beginning. 30% is his share, so it's for him as well. So if we add 2% of 10 million and 30% of 2 million, or we can say 8,800,000 minus 8 million, it will give us a gross profit of 800,000. Okay, it will give us a value of 800,000. How much did I save? I was having 10,200,000 kept in my pocket. How much I'm paying now? I'm paying only 8,800,000. What's the difference between the first value and the second value? The difference is going to be 1,400,000. Is it clear? Okay, let us go to this to solve the second one. Okay, let us solve the second scenario. Now the second scenario, your actual cost is 10 million. So now what I'm going to do, so instead of having the 8 million, I'm going to have 10 million. So the actual cost now became 10 million. Is there any saving in case of 10 million? In case of 10 million, is there any saving? Did you save anything? In case of 10 million, is there any saving? No, there is no saving because I was planning to pay 10 million and I have paid 10 million. So there is no saving. If there is no saving, do I need to share anything? If there are no savings, do I need to share anything? There is nothing to be shared, right? There is nothing to be shared. So now I was planning to pay 10,200,000 and I have paid 10,200,000. Okay, the before and after values are going to be the same. Nothing has changed. So how much is my owner payment? Now my owner payment is going to be 10,200,000. How much is the profit of the contractor? The profit now is only going to be 200,000. How much is the saving for the owner? The saving is going to be 0. This value and this value are the same. There is no saving. Is it clear? Okay. Now going for the last value, 12 million. So now instead of having the actual to be 10 million, my actual is becoming to be 12 million now. Is there any saving or lose here? Is there any saving or lose here? There is a lose. There is a lose. Now, once again, once again, what we are going to do, 30%, okay, 30% of the estimate is 10 million, minus 12 million, that is actual. So out of the I'm going to pay the full 12 million. Okay, I'm going to pay the full 12 million, but the contractor needs to return back for me the 30%. Because we said, if you remember, out of the 2 million difference, there's a 2 million loss. Out of the 2 million, 70% will be paid by me. 30% will be paid by the contractor. So the contractor needs to return back for me 30%. Okay, he needs to return back for me 30%. So this is 30%. This is 10 million minus 12 million. It will be in a negative value. So a negative value is going to be returned for you. Okay. Now, how much is the total if we add them? How much is going to be the total if we add them? Use our calculator. It's going to be 12 million plus 200,000 minus 600,000. So it's going to be 11 million and 600. Now you can see I was planning to pay only 10 million and 200, but because of the loss, 11 million and 600. Okay, I'm paying the 11 million and 600. Why this increment has been shown? Actually, this increment was shown because we have 2 million loss. Okay, we have 2 million loss. So the 2 million loss, how much is my share out of the loss? My share is 70%. So it's 0.7. So my payment for the loss is 1.4 million. So if I add 1.4 million plus the 10 million and 200,000, you will be getting 11 million and 600. Okay. Now you can see that the owner payment is going to be 11 million and 600. Okay. Now the contractor has got from here 200,000 as a profit, but he has lost 600,000 by paying for me. He needs to pay for me 30%. That 30% was 600,000. So he received 200 and he gave me 600 loss for the contractor, which is equal to 400,000. How much was my saving or my losses? My saving and my losses were 1,400,000, which is the difference between this one and this one. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, so you can use the before and after as I have told you, or you can use directly the equations. The equations are there in front of you. So for example, if you want to use the equation, you need to memorize them and then interpret whatever is there. Okay, everything is going to be the same. The only thing for the equations you need to be careful about the minus, plus, which share to be used, which values to be multiplied off. Okay, so we have finished from cost plus fixed fee plus incentive. Now remaining are time and material contracts plus unit pricing contracts. I was thinking to give it to you, but since we have spent a lot of time in incentive explaining each and every details, and your marks in test number 1 are not good, so I'll give you a 1 mark question where you can increase your marks in test number 2, since I have given it to the other course as well. What I want from you, I want you to explain for me the difference between time and material contracts and unit pricing contracts. Okay, so I'll give you from today, that is Tuesday, till Friday, let's say, till Friday, you need to go and search for time material contracts and unit pricing contracts and what's the difference between them. So you'll get an extra mark in your quiz. Between here and there, between time to a time, I'll be giving you another question where that will be added to your test number 1. If you are interested. If you are not interested, then no need for the question. It's optional only. So shall we go to the question, or you don't want it? Okay. So I'll be posting a link. I'll be posting a link for in the Teams where I'm asking you briefly to explain for me. I don't want a report of how many pages. I want a brief explanation. What is the difference between time and material contracts and unit pricing? Assuming that I'm a person who didn't study anything related to these contracts. I don't want you to go and take technical terms that you are not understanding from websites and then putting it for me. I want you to understand the terms first, understand everything, and then brief them from me. Are we clear? The same way how I'm teaching you, assuming that you have no knowledge of these concepts previously. This is what I want. So I'm not going to return back and explain it for you. If I have seen that once again the answers were not that good, I will have to explain it. Okay? And once again, it's optional for who wants to solve, they can solve. For those who does not want to solve or do not want to solve, then it's up to them. Okay. Doing that, we have finished the payment methods. Okay, doing that, we have finished the payment methods. Now the remaining 20 minutes, rather than explaining for you time and material contracts and unit pricing contracts, since they are not that much important in your exams, we're going to try to solve questions related to the previous 3 or the previous 2 other methods, which are lump sum, fixed price, and cost plus contract. Okay, so we are going to see from the previous exams how these questions are coming. Okay. Now, if we go to see the previous exams, okay, if we go and see, no, 1 mark only, first 1 mark, another question will be for, it's not worthy of 2 marks. So 1 mark, I'll be giving you another question at the next, or at another time for another mark. Okay. As long as you are trying your best, don't worry about your marks. Okay. You just do your best. Okay. And once again, do not try to memorize. People who are memorizing, they will keep on suffering. Okay. So this is a question. Okay, this is a question. It says for you, this is now a 4 marks question. Okay, this is a 4 marks question in a final exam or a midterm. So you are working for a private owner that has entered into an incentive contract of payment to construct a new facility with the following conditions. So target estimate is 16 million, 2% is basic markup, 70 to 30% owner contractor sharing arrangement. If the actual cost is 16 million, find the following: owner payment, contractor profit, owner saving and losses. This is a direct question, something similar to whatever we have done right now. Do you agree? Do you agree with me? This is direct question, something similar to whatever we have done. The only thing are the values are changing. Okay. Now the question which will show which student is understanding and which student is somehow memorizing is going to be this. Okay. Now it says for you, if both parties entered into a lump sum agreement for 16 million, what are the contractor's gain losses compared to the situation in part? Okay. So once again, if we entered a lump sum agreement of 16 million Omani Riyal, what are the contractor gains losses to the situation in part number A? Okay. Now, what do you think the answer will be? What will you think the answer is going to be? Okay. So what do you think? Now, if we try to analyze this particular question once again, before and after, I'm trying to be very fast now. Before, I should have paid 16 million. After, I should be paying 16 million. Because in this scenario, the actual is 16, the estimate is 16,000. I need to pay 2% of 16 million. Here, I need to pay 2% of 16 million as well. The estimate and savings, I mean, the estimate and the actual costs are the same. So there is no saving. Okay, there is no saving, there are no losses. Okay. If there are no saving, no losses. So how much do I need to pay? I'm going to use a calculator. So 16 million multiplied by 1.30. So the total amount now, the total amount is 16,320,000. And then here 16,320,000. So my owner payment is 16,320,000. Okay. How much is the contractor profit? 16 million will go to the facility itself. 2% into 16 million is going to be the profit of the contractor. So the profit of the contractor is going to be 320,000. Owner saving and losses, I was planning to pay 16,320,000. I paid in reality 16,320,000. So the savings are going to be zero. Now the second question, it says that if I have a lump sum agreement. So if we have an agreement, okay, my agreement is 16 million. We want to check how much is the gains and losses compared to the situation. Now, if you understand, we said lump sum is having another meaning of fixed price. And we said lump sum is going to equal to actual cost or cost plus profit. Now, my lump sum fixed price value is actually 16 million, as has been given in the question. My actual cost, if we return back to the question, my actual cost is still 16 million as well. So 16 million. plus profit. Now, how much is my profit? My profit is going to be 0 in case of going for a lump sum contract, because my contract is 16 million and the actual is 16 million. Now, which method is better? Fourth method, number 1, is going to be better, where the contractor is going to get 320,000 as a profit, and in method number 2, he's going to get 0 Omani Riyal as a profit. Is it clear? Are we clear? Okay. So whatever questions that you are seeing in the exams are not tough. Okay, whatever questions that you are seeing in the exam are not tough, but you need to understand them properly. Everything you have studied in the classes. And by the way, some students have requested me to solve for them the previous test. I'm going to solve the test for you, but not in the class time. So I'm going to make another video in which I'm going to explain the solutions of the test, and you will see that the questions are actually very, very easy, but you lost a lot of concentration. Okay, so this is one question for 4 marks. Now let us go for another question. Here it says the contractor or the seller accept all liability. When I say liability, I mean say accept all the responsibility or all the costs or all the money. Liability is a technical term. Okay, all the liability, responsibility for engineering errors, poor workmanship, and consequential damages under which contract? So once again, engineering errors, poor workmanship, consequential. Anyhow, sequential, and then whatever is a pronunciation. Damages under which type of contract is it? Which type of contract is it? Which one do you think? In which contract the contractor is going to be responsible about everything? I don't have any risk. In which type of contract? Whatever has happened, it will be taken only by the contractor. Okay. Is it clear? You analyze the question in simple terms. It says for you that the contractor is going to take all the responsibility for everything in the contract. Now, if we go for cost plus, who will be paying the actual cost? If we go for actual cost plus, there are 3 solutions with cost plus. Now, cost is referring to actual cost. Now, who will be paying the actual cost, including any mistakes? Owner. Is the question telling you that the owner is going to be taking the responsibility, or is it the contractor? Contractor. So answer number A is wrong. Answer number B is wrong. Answer number D is wrong. Guaranteed maximum price. Okay, guaranteed maximum price is another name for cost plus fixed fee plus incentive. Okay, so E is wrong. The correct answer is going to be C, where the contractor is responsible for each and everything. Are we okay? Okay. Going for this particular question once again. Which type of contract should be used for a well-defined project? If the project is very clear, which one would you go for? If you are, because you are representing the owner always, you need to put yourself in the place of the owner. Now, which type of a contract you will go and use if everything is defined, if it's a well-defined contract? See, if it's a well-defined contract, will you keep the risk for yourself or for the contractor? If it's a well-defined, once again, if it's a well-defined project, will you be able to estimate the quantities if it's a well-defined contract? Will you be able to define the quantities and quantify them? Yes or no? Okay. So if you know how to define the quantities from the beginning, will you go for a fixed price or will you go for an actual cost? Would you try to know the value from the beginning, or you will wait for the end to know the value? Yes. From the beginning. So which one you will know the value from the beginning? Which method will ensure you that you will know the value from the beginning? Fixed price. So the correct answer is a fixed price. Is it clear now how you are losing the marks? You are losing the marks because you are not concentrating. You are not analyzing properly the questions. Questions are not hard. Try to believe in yourself and try to read the questions carefully. Okay, let's keep some good things. Once again, this is a 3 marks question. We'll take one more question, then we'll stop here. Okay, let us take this question. You shouldn't be. A project manager must have some work done by an outside contractor. The project or the work has a great deal of risk associated with it, and it has become very difficult to find the contractor willing to take the job. Which of the following type of contracts would offer the greatest incentive to the contractor? The project is very complicated. It's very hard for me to find a contractor who is willing to take the job. So for me, I need to convince the contractor. Now, convincing the contractor by giving him the greatest incentive, which method is going to ensure that the contractor is going to be, having the priority? Always, when you try to solve these questions, do not pick the correct answer from the beginning. Questions are not going to be that easy. This is an easy one, but like the other questions, you are picking the correct answer directly. You should remove the wrong answers. Now, when I say that the greatest incentive to the contractor, it means that he will not lose. There is no way for him to lose. He will not pick something that will make him lose. lump sum, there is a way that he will lose, as we said, if you remember. Incentive, we just discussed it today. We said there can be a sharing which is positive. There can be what you call a share or lose as well. So in both C and D, the contractor is having an what you call, there is an opportunity that he will lose. So we are going to neglect them. Now the only two solutions which are there is cost plus percentage and cost plus fixed fee. And of course, if I'm saying the question from the contractor point of view, then the correct answer is going to be cost plus percentage. If the same question, but I have what you call, I have reverted a little bit to be from the owner side, then the correct answer is going to be cost plus fixed fee. If you are looking from the contractor point of view, it's better to go for cost plus percentage. If it's from the owner point of view, then it's going to be cost plus fixed fee. For this particular question, the correct answer is going to go A, which is cost plus percentage. Are we clear? Are we clear? Okay, so we have finished today's class. Once again, do not be disappointed of whatever marks you have got in test number 1. It's a new experience for you. Try to practice the questions. Questions are not hard. You don't need to be thinking or overthinking a lot. As I told you, try to eliminate the wrong answers first, and then you will see the correct answer coming to you. Okay, we have finished the class. If you have any question, you can ask. I'll try my best in each and every question. In each and every session from now on. After I have seen the performance in test number 1, I'll try in each and every session that I'm going to revert back to the previous exams and solve for you some of the questions. Okay. If any question, you can ask. If no question, then we have finished our class. Time is not a big challenge, I believe. Time is not a challenge. I believe the network is a challenge. I don't believe, you will see when I'm going to solve the questions, you will see that the questions were really easy, but the student took a lot of time in solving the questions. Most of the questions in test number 1 were very direct. Okay. I don't believe the time was the issue. I do agree for certain students the network is an issue, but not the time. Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. If you have any question, then you are free to ask. If not, then you are free to leave. And once again, related to your test, I'm trying to propose that